So this program is from the Stocks and Stilettos Society. I am the founder of the Stocks and Stilettos Society. My name is Cassandra Cummings. I'm a licensed financial advisor, and I'm also an investment advisor rep. I'm going to talk a little bit more about my background coming up. But I'm really excited about the Stocks and Stilettos Society. We've been around for almost 2 years now, and we've helped, thousands of women learn how to invest, make money. And this program that I'm rolling out for the second time has done very well. It's done very well for a lot of women across the country. And this time, we're doing something a little different to make sure that all of our clubs are successful. So I recently just quantified, thousands of women. We've probably invested well over $1 million in the last 12 months, which is huge in terms of influx of cash, influx of investable dollars to the stock market. And that all is because of the Stocks and Stilettos Society and the work that we do in the Facebook group and across the country. We just recently wrapped up our inaugural Women's Investment Conference in Atlanta, and we're really excited to put something together again next year. So we really want to get other women excited about investing, and not just excited. We want women investing so that they can start to reach their financial and investment goals and start to create a legacy for intergenerational wealth. So this is really important to me. So let's get going. So this is all about how to create a money team, and it's the investment club program that was designed by the Stocks and Stilettos Society. Again, I'm the founder of the society, and I also have a membership group called the Stock Success Circle, but I'm not going to really go into that today. I really want to focus in on investment clubs. Has anyone ever been a member of an investment club? So if you haven't, this is actually going to be a very innovative program, because I was once in an investment club when I was in my late 20s. I joined a club. I was the youngest member. The women at that time, believe it or not, were primarily in their 40s, and I was the treasurer. And actually my daycare lady, Miss Penny, believe it or not, right? Miss Penny brought me into the club because she knew my background. She was caregiver for my daughter when my daughter was like in preschool and kindergarten. So Miss Penny ran a daycare center in Los Angeles, and she introduced me to the investment club environment. And unfortunately, after about 2 years of being in the club, I had to actually exit the club because my job moved me back up to Northern California. And I haven't been a part of a club since. And so when I designed the Stocks and Stilettos program, I said this would be awesome because we made a lot of money in the club. If you were a part of a club, were you happy with your investment gains? And typically what happens with clubs, or what I recall when I was part of the club, is that we were trying to select stocks and we really didn't have a strong investment education. We didn't have a strong foundation in picking stocks, reading the stock market, reading the Wall Street Journal, reading ticker symbols, reading charts. And so we were just going based off of what we liked, which is fine. But sometimes you need to go a little deeper. So we'll talk a little bit about that as part of the program. We did make money. We did make money too. So as I mentioned before, this is a program that was really designed for us, by us. And I wanted to highlight all of the women who came together from across the country, honestly, from Texas to Florida to Maryland to Atlanta, Sacramento. All of these women here put together this investment program. So that's why I like to say for us, by us. And they were, I owe them a debt of gratitude for their input, their time, to really put this program together. We have healthcare professionals, we have attorneys, we have students, we have, women in the military. All of these beautiful women, came together to really help design this program, and I'm very proud of that. As you can see, my background here, I have a degree in accounting from USC, fight on. I'm an advisor, an investment rep, a lot of licenses, and I worked for some fairly large companies, which is where I gained my experience working with a lot of high net worth individuals and foundations and university systems. So that's kind of like my track record. And I also own my own registered investment advisory firm, RC Wealth Management. Okay, so let's keep going. So you're in the right place if you currently want a way to invest with like-minded women and pool money to build wealth faster. Women who come together for the sole purpose of building wealth get it done without any question. They get it done. And so when you are in a circle of women who are serious about moving their wealth needle forward, you thrive off that. You're going to feed off that, right? I mean, you want to succeed if you're around other people. They always say success is contagious. And so if you're around successful women or women that are moving in that direction, you're going to be moving in that direction as well. You're in the right place as well if you currently want to have access to investment education tools to help you become a confident investor. I love this program for first-time investors because, again, you get to be surrounded by other women who may or may not know how to invest. You'll have me as your guide, licensed financial advisor. I've been investing for over 20 years. I started investing in the 90s. And so you have guidance, you have a pool of people to help you, and then we have other resources, traders and other guys who can come in and also help give you tools and information you need to move your investments forward. You're also in the right place if you thought about creating passive income. I like to call it sleep coin. And this sleep coin is definitely here to help you meet your financial goals, right? What's better than sleep coin? You don't even have to do anything. Just set it up and it runs itself. And it's kicking off income for you. So what better way to do that in terms of setting up an investment club, participating in an investment club, and you want to build a legacy. So you want to not only do it for yourself, but you want to teach your kids, your loved ones, how to fish too. So when you're no longer here, they can then continue that legacy on for you. All right, let's keep going. But the struggle is real, right? We sometimes just don't know what we don't know. Sometimes we don't know because discussing money is taboo. We don't really like to talk out loud about money, finances, things like that. It's really a personal decision, right? That's why they say personal finance is personal. But when you get into an investment club, you really only have to focus on what's in the club, and you don't have to discuss your personal finances. That's totally up to you to disclose that. But everyone's moving in the same direction. Everyone has the same mission. So we sort of dispel this myth. It's slow to build wealth when you're doing it by yourself. If you only are putting away $200 a month, $100 a month, $50 a month, it's like crawling to the finish line. But when you actually pull 10 people together and each person is doing $100, you're moving that needle a lot faster. And if you're just saving, which is all good, you still want to have something other than just saving so that your money is working for you. And also oftentimes people just back up because they don't know about the stock market. They're like, I hear people lose so much money, I'm not touching the stock market. People do lose money, especially if they don't know what they're doing. And so this program is to help alleviate that. You just don't know, but you have to get in it to learn how to not lose money. So why did I design this program? It's mainly because we have over 23 million Black women, and specifically women of color between the ages of 36 and 49 really only have a median wealth of only $200, which is up from $5 just 8 years ago. Black women are the most educated demographic in this country. There is no reason why our median wealth should be this low. White women have a median wealth of about 15,000, and that's because they learn how to invest early. And unfortunately, they do get a head start in terms of income and things like that, which means we have to make even smarter decisions about how we move with our money. And the wealth gap is real. We're even lagging behind Hispanics in terms of the wealth gap. And it's not because we don't make the money, it's because we don't do what we should be doing with our money, and that's investing it, multiplying it, growing it. So let's talk about the power of an investment team, which is critical. So I'm going to give you an example, a case study of a real investment club called Grassroots Investment Group, and they were featured in Black Enterprise magazine back in July 2002. The group was started up by Philip Tatum, and it comprised of professionals, people who worked in, finance, people who worked in healthcare, doctors, lawyers. All these people came together in a small group to form an investment club. And in 2 years, they contributed $118,000. Their portfolio grew to over 1.3 million. And they started off just doing stocks and eventually branched off to do real estate. And then they even bought a car wash and detailing franchise. So the power of an investment club can be so strong because you can start off small, but then you can branch off into other things as your portfolio grows. And so there are things that you can do within your investment clubs that go beyond stocks to help you create wealth. And that's basically what Philip Tatum and his club did. So if you have a chance, check out the article. Also want to tell you about the Dow Jones. These are great companies that we're all familiar with. We may even use some of their products and services. I mean, I've been to Disneyland a few times, not Disney World because I'm on the West Coast, but I utilize these products and services on here for the most part. And why not? Why shouldn't we invest in them? So these are just just an example of how you can invest your money. And since some of these stocks may be beyond a certain price point, they may be expensive for you to invest alone. When you pool your money with other people in an investment club, you have the opportunity to buy multiple shares of some of these companies. So let's get clear on why you need a money team. I did kind of talk a little bit about it, right? Because we're trying to build wealth, and we can kind of accelerate that process if we are coming together with other people to join forces and unify our resources. So I like to take the saying from NABA, National Association of Black Accountants, which I was a former member of, lifting as we climb. So if we are growing our wealth and things like that, it's always great to pull people up behind us, right? Believe in a legacy. So joining an investment club can help you improve upon your personal finances. It will also give you a great foundation for investment knowledge and knowledge about the stock market in general, right? You're going to learn a new language, the language of money, the language of investing. You're going to understand financial concepts. And these aren't like scary financial concepts. They're not going to be over your head. This is not an MBA class. You're not going to need to know how to do regression analysis or anything like that. But you'll need to know just some basic key concepts so that when you start to have investment conversations, you can speak intelligently about your investments. And then you also gain leadership and speaking skills because everyone in the group, everyone in your club will be required to pitch at least one stock. And so you have the opportunity to convince and win over your club members to invest in your stock of choice. And I work with the club members so that they tighten up their presentation And that way they can make a very strong case for their company that they're pitching. So how do you ignite your investment team? So typically what happens is that you have to do all of these things to set up an investment club. This is what it was like traditionally. You have to recruit members, you've got to set the initial meeting, set up whether it's going to be a partnership or a corporation. Now you got to put some operating procedures in place, figure out when your monthly meetings are going to be held, where they might be held. Then you got to open up these accounts, bank account, brokerage accounts, because you got to collect deposits, and then you got to move the money into a brokerage account. All of this stuff, establish accounting procedures, and then you've got to, educate the people on how to invest. So all of this used to take place in an investment club, and just starting this up would be mind-boggling, which is why we don't see a lot of investment clubs in the Black community. We've been able to streamline this and take care of all of this for you. So if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And we believe that with the Stocks and Stilettos investment clubs, we want to go far. So we want to go together. Here's a list of all of the clubs that we're going to put together in these particular states. On the left-hand side, California, Florida, Georgia, and so forth. Those states will have multiple clubs, because we've got multiple people interested in doing clubs in these states. The states on the right-hand side, Alabama, Arizona, all the way down to Tennessee, we don't have as much interest, but we have enough people to do at least one club. So if you're in any of these states, make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend, so that we can make sure that those clubs get up and running for this enrollment period. If your state isn't listed, then that's because we only had one or two people express an interest in doing an investment club. And so again, we need more people interested in doing clubs in those particular states if they're not listed here. Or what we tend to do is that we will merge some of these states into some of the larger states, so that we don't leave anybody out. So what comes as a part of the investment club program? So there is an investment trading app that allows all the club members to get on and actually see the account balance, make decisions about different stocks and so forth. So we'll talk about the investment trading app. Then you get a series of investment literacy training courses, all online, self-paced, that you can watch on your own, or as a club. So some clubs have assigned certain lessons, and then when they have their meetings, they discuss the lessons to make sure that everybody is on the same page as far as investment knowledge. And then lastly, you'll receive an investment member kit, and this kit will have meeting essential items, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So the investment social trading app is really sort of like the powerful part of the program. It's an app that is seamless and secure. It's fun, it's profitable, and it has we have a particular agreement with the app that carves out just the Stocks and Stilettos community. So if you come in through our program, you will be situated with all of the clubs that are under the Stocks and Stilettos Society. And so we can see how other clubs are performing, and then we even have a leaderboard to show how our clubs are performing as compared to all the clubs across the country. And so right now, out of thousands of clubs, I have 5 clubs on the leaderboard, which is awesome. 5 out of, I think, 10 or 12 clubs. So I know that this program works, and I know that I do a good job of teaching women how to invest in the stock market. So again, the trading app allows you to share information. There's even like a chat room. You can see how you're doing compared to other people in your club as far as like your contributions. And then you can obviously see how well the club is doing. I want to talk a little bit about the app because I want to make sure that we're clear. The app is always free to download. However, because of the way that the app is set up, it's $15 per trade. That $15 gets spread over all the members in the club. So if you have, 10 members in the club, each person will pay $1.50 per trade, which is awesome because almost all the brokerage firms charge well over $1.50 to trade. So this is very inexpensive once you get on the app. We also have an agreement with the company. Personally, myself and the CEO was able to design this program so that all of the Stocks and Stilettos Society members are able to start off with a minimum contribution of $100 and have a recurring contribution of $100 per month. And that is different from anybody else who comes in outside of the community. They would be required to start with $500. So he was able to do this for me and my clubs. So that's why we are excited about bringing this program to you. All of the legal documents, as far as the legal structure of your club and setting up electronic transfers, all done within the app. We also have a new officer training module. So if you like to run meetings or lead up the meeting, we show you how to get that done. Roles and responsibilities, like if you're the secretary or the treasurer or what have you, we have videos to help you really focus in on what your role and responsibilities are. And believe it or not, they're not very time consuming. So some of my clubs are really small. I have a club has 4 people, and we have 1 person, and she is awesome. She sends out all of the information needed for the club, and she does it. She does it all. President, vice president, secretary, what you name it, she does it. And so we're very thankful for her taking the lead on that group. And then we have some other groups that are much larger or a little larger, 15, and they do have a structure where they have a president, vice president, and so forth. So something to think about. So in our training modules, we have breakdown of how to be an investment club member. And so we have a few different lessons in there that you can view on how to be a good club member. Because sometimes, if your stock doesn't get picked, you can kind of walk away pouting with your, not feeling good. So we want to make sure that everybody has synergy, everybody gets along, and so forth. So these videos are really good to help you make sure that, you're an active participant, and how to just really gel with your group. And then we go into some stock basics. If you've ever done any of the courses, free challenges with me, I've gone over this, the stock market, tickers, watch list, and different trade types. And so we go over this again and again. You can go in and look at these videos at your leisure. So how to use company related factors. We break down for you how to read financial statements, and not only how to read, but really how to pick out the numbers that you need to make a great decision about whether or not you should invest in a particular company. This is key because this helps to cut down time significantly. And so I have a whole system in which you can evaluate a company, evaluate a stock within like 15 minutes or less. And people love it, which makes our investment clubs very easy to participate in, get out. So it's not taking up a whole lot of time. So these modules help you do that. And then our last module we introduce is how to read basic chart types. And believe it or not, a lot of traders use charts to make key decisions about buying and selling stocks. So we show you how to read basic chart types just to support your decision. So if you already know, hey, this company has made like $10 billion over the last year, but we want to see how the price of the stock is moving on a chart, very easy to clue in, look at that chart, and then confirm whether or not you should buy that stock for your investment club or not. We take you through that training. I want to talk about the last part, which is the investment club kit. and all new members will receive one of these. In the kit, we have flashcards on terminology and some financial metrics. But for the most part, the kit is made up of things that you would normally take to a meeting if you were to meet in person. It's totally up to you, but it helps you keep your items organized for your investment club meetings, like a notepad, a pen. You get a bag to store your stuff in, and then we're going to throw in a few more goodies. So our clubs start off minimum 3 members, have to have at least 3 members in the club, and we have a maximum of 20 members. We typically like to form the clubs to be about 10 members. So if you're wanting to join a club, we'll probably have a club put together for you along with 9 other people in the club. Clubs are organized by time zone, so even though you might not be in the same state, you might be in the same time zone, and that just makes it easier for the online meetings to get conducted and make sure that people can show up. And then we also look at experience level. If there are people who've been investing for a little bit, we try to pair at least one of them into a group of novice investors. So that way we get a nice balance of people who have invested before and people who haven't invested. So that helps with momentum of the group. So as a bonus, again, I talked about the cheat sheet, or being able to really identify stocks and evaluate the financial condition of a company. And I do this using a cheat sheet, and I share that with all my investment club members so that way they can actually run their meetings quickly and efficiently. And then I also throw in my free ebook, Rich on Purpose, which talks about mindset and how to get the money you desire. So that's just an added little bonus that I throw in for my investment club members. So you get all of this. You get investment social trading app. All of the legal stuff is taken care of in the app for you. You get a resource section, and you get to join the Stocks and Stilettos investment club community. You also get startup documents. So anything as far as like policies, procedures, anything you might want to utilize for your particular club will be available to you. You get ongoing club support. That's me. I'm readily available. I'm easily accessible. And we have a Slack group that we set up all of our investment club members on. You can call me through the app. You can send me messages directly through the app. So you get ongoing club support. And then when we get started, there'll be orientations at the very beginning to help you and your club members get off to a successful start. Again, we got the officer training module, so that way if you are going to take on a leadership role, you have an idea of what your role and responsibilities entail. And then we have all of the training modules, modules 1 through 4, being a good club member, all the way down to learning how to read charts through technical trading. And then you also get an investment club new member kit, again, with the flashcards and all of your meeting essentials. Any discounts to local events are yours as an investment club member. And last, you get a discount to the investment conference, should we have one next year. All of the club members were offered complimentary VIP tickets to our last conference in Atlanta. On top of that, you get the bonuses, stock analysis cheat sheet, and you also get the free ebook, Rich on Purpose. So what should all of this cost? Because you're like, whoa, that's a lot. You know what? When I thought about it, I really wanted to make this program accessible and easy because we're all busy. You know, we have extracurricular activities to get our kids to. We may have spouses, significant others. We're juggling our careers. We got family commitments. We've got, you know, volunteer organizations we might be a part. We've got all this stuff going on every day, right? So what should this cost? Because we really don't have a lot of time, but we know that this is something we need to be doing, right? So initially it was $4.99, but I've been able to cut that down significantly the second time around, where you pay a one-time fee of $80 and an annual fee of $99. That comes out to $179 for each person, whether you are in a club that you're putting together or you're going into the join a club, where you just want to be a part of a club. So it's $179 for everybody who wants to start. And I'm not sure if that is going to stay that low, because we are continuing to make improvements and updates to the program, but that's where we are right now. And I'm offering an incentive. So if you enroll by May 27th, then you only pay $149. So I'm shaving off a few dollars. You can save over 15% by just enrolling by May 27th. So $50 is a one-time fee, and then you have the $99 annual fee, and that would come down to $149. So just to reiterate, if you join before May 27th, you pay only $149. After May 27th, you'll pay $179. The door will close on June 1st. So the last day of enrollment for this spring period is going to be June 1st. I want to make sure that you're clear. The $179 does not include your monthly contribution. You will be expected to have your first $100 contribution by June 15th. So you have some time. So this is your startup cost at $179, and then by the time we get everybody set up on the app, you'll have to have your first $100 to invest no later than June 15th. This is the site you will go to, bit.ly, join investment club, capital J, capital I, capital C, join investment club. And you can get started today. Again, if you join before May 27th, I give you a little discount. And then if you wait until after May 27th, it's going to be $179. And then we're going to close the door on June 1st, because then I want to work solely with those members to make sure that they get off to a good start.